Hiya.
Hello, I'm Antony Westwell. Welcome to episode 16 of Life of a Musician. This video, I have 3 gigs for you. All of these venues I've played at before, although the second venue I've not played for a long time. However, Calvin Snape, my good friend and musician, used to host an open mic there every Sunday, and that's the place where I actually started to play and sing live for the first time. I used to go there every week basically, so that's where it started for me. So it was weird being back there after so long, because it's not been on for a long time, the open mic. Speaking of open mics, my good friend John, who's also in the duo with me, the King's Encore, he hosts an open mic at Core in Hindley on the first Thursday of every month. Here's a quick clip. The reason I recorded that is because he had a little riff for a song idea. He said, record this. So I was like, okay. And I thought I'd just stick it in the video there for you. But it's a good job I recorded it because it reminded me to tell you about the open mic. But anyway, let's get on to the first gig of this weekend, Georgia Brown's. Hey, it's Friday. I've just got back from work and I'm just sorting out my set list for tonight at Georgia Brown's. We just got this gig earlier on this week. We're like a backup act because we're acoustic, so it's a bit different for that place. But if they have a cancellation, then they can ask us, and if we're free, we can play it. Seems to be we're playing there every month though, so that's a good thing. And tonight is this month's. I think I'm just going to go for an average set of just usual stuff that I normally play. I'm not going to try anything really that new as the King's Encore. We've not played for like 2 weeks, or just play some of our older stuff. It should be a good night, so we'll see you later. Yeah, Mr. John Baby. Now, this Georgia Brains gig went well. A couple of friends came along to watch. Now, it's interesting what happens in these type of places. We've noticed this before, me and John. So, as we were playing, a lot of people are singing along to the songs. But then when you stop playing, not many people clap. Now, that's just the scenario it is. We're not too bothered. It's just a weird encounter for us to have these people singing along and then nothing happen. It just feels bizarre. It's like, I mean, you still say thank you, but it just feels weird. But to make it even more weird, when it came to the end, I believe we played Take On Me as the last song, and then I said, do you want one more song? And it was the biggest yeah ever. So they was interested. Just a weird way of showing it, I guess. Plus a lot of people are obviously drunk and just enjoying the night, so when they hear it they're just singing along, not thinking about the performers, the performing, which is fine because we are there to provide a service of musical entertainment. I mean, one more thing about this gig was that I left my extension lead, not my main one, but I have a spare one. I left that there because the DJ needed one, and I still don't have it back yet because I've not been in there yet. But well, next clip. For tonight, I'm playing in the Boulevard, so I'm just going to come up with some songs, write them down, then put them into 2 sets, depending on how I want them to flow between songs. But it should be a good night. Can't remember if I mentioned that Calvin Snape, my mate, was meant to be playing. Well, he's got another gig now, so he's doing that, and someone called Penelope Carpenter. I think that's her last name, Penelope. They're playing before me for the hour, so that'd be cool. But yes, let me write down my songs and hopefully I'll have a good set prepared. This is how I work out my set list. So I write down all the songs I want to do here. Then I write in what set I want them. So all the green ones are in set 2, the blue ones are in set 1. So I wrote down all the set 1s, put the numbers next to them. Set 2, put the numbers next to them. Then write it in order so I can visualise it a bit easier. It's a bit overkill, but I enjoy doing it. Must be my OCD. Yeah, I think it is your OCD, Ant. Now, this gig also went well. Penelope sounded great before me. They have a loop pedal that they sometimes use for different songs. They did a great cover of a Jimi Hendrix song. They also did an original song called Temptations. That is out on Spotify and all the other places that I'm aware of. So search that, Temptations by Penelope Z. Carpenter, and go give it a listen. With this set, I went for a more rockier vibe. You know, we're throwing in the Foo Fighters and stuff like that, trying to not play my gentle songs because Boulevard is a rock punk bar. Used to be rocks, kind of sliding into the punk category now, but that type of song is what they want in there. Ideally, you can still get away with playing some other stuff, but the set did go down really well. People seemed to enjoy it and they was all singing along again. Now, when I was playing Sweet Dreams, I decided to shout over to John. Sorry about this, John, I'm going to tell the story anyway. Now, John started drinking, but I don't think he was drunk at this point. It was just a shock factor, I guess. When I started playing Sweet Dreams, I was like, ooh, I should get John to come up and sing the harmony with me for the end, where we stopped playing and then vocals. I was like, John, get up and sing the last chorus with me. He was like, last one? I was like, yeah. So we got up, wrong harmony, and we just looking at each other like, sweet dreams, and just singing it. And then we was like, it's like lower. And he managed to somehow go from, now, I'll just quickly interrupt myself here. When you do a harmony and you not hit the right note straight away, very hard to go to the actual note because now your muscle memory's to the wrong note. However, when he sang the chorus maybe once and a half, quite a while when you're listening to it, but managed to end the song hitting the right harmony, but the swap he did, we was like, no, it's lower, and he just whoop, stuck to it like a magnet. So well done, John, for getting it right. Eventually, but that's just a bit of fun. I mean, I did just get up on the stage. It's not like we've practiced in 2 weeks, you know, we've not done the song for a while. I think he still has PTSD from messing it up at Hideout one time. I'm sorry, John, I'm saying so many bad things. He's a great musician. I just find it funny when this happens. He'll get me back, don't worry. His strings always break on me, so that's fair. But when it came to my halfway point where I have a break, John wanted to redeem himself, and that he did by playing 2 songs. He just got up, well, he asked me obviously first, got up on the guitar and vocals, did 2 songs, and they went well as well. So well done, John. But yeah, overall, it was a good gig. This concept of plug in and play, I think, is great for the musicians in Wigan. Basically, on Saturdays, they have 3 hours and you get paid a set price for an hour slot. The first, second and third slot, you can do them if you want, or you can just do one of the slots. So a few times they've had people on for an hour, then someone else is on for 2 hours, or vice versa. It's just a great way, if you've not got a gig on a day, book it in and you'll be set, like a backup. I do believe that they are in talks of making it a bit later, because for the first hour no one's really in there, so I think they might be pushing it back after the trial period. But it's definitely a great idea and I'm glad they're doing it. But let's move on to Wonderful Sunday. Oh, it's Wonderful Sunday, and after the 2 weeks that has passed, it means I am now back at Hideout. With the King's Encore playing at 2 p.m. as we usually do. Looking forward to this gig. Obviously we did the Georgia Brains gig the other day on Friday. That was a unexpected gig booking. They booked us earlier on in the week, as I said, but we've not practiced. We've still not practiced, but we had a good time on that gig, so we think we can try maybe some of the songs that we did that gig today. Most of the songs I played, and maybe all of them actually, we've already done before many times, but John did a couple, so we might throw them in today. I've also been working on some harmonies for some other songs just in my own time, so I'll see if John wants to play them songs and I'll sing harmonies to him today. But that's all, as you know, I just do quick updates nowadays, unless something really specific's happening, but it just keeps you up to date with what I do on a weekly basis. But I'm all ready, gear's downstairs, just need to get it in my car, then I'll be on my way to Hideout, so let's go. John, baby.
It's a video.
Yeah. Hiya, John. And once again, another good gig. It's so good for me to be able to say these are all going well. Sorry I'm not putting any clips of me playing in any of these days. If you want to see that, just come see us in person. However, I will be uploading more music-based videos soon, whether that be original demos or covers. But Sunday was a good gig. We had an amazing toasty before we started playing. I love the food at Hideout, it's great. Definitely go check it out even if we're not playing. If you want to go for some food or a nice cup of coffee, definitely the place to be. So we tried harmonies on The Drugs Don't Work by The Verve, that went really well. I actually also played another Verve song later on in the set called Sonnet. Paul, one of the owners, really enjoyed that as well, which is good, as well as the audience. Now, as we have kind of a loose terms to what we can do there, we don't have to play 2:45s, have a break in the middle, blah, 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 blah. Kind of do what we want, as long as we do enough music. So we just decided, we'll just go straight through, may as well. I was feeling okay, so we could just keep going 3 songs each, basically alternating, maybe do 4 songs if we fancy it, but it just helps make it fluid all the way through from when we start to when we finish. Now, a string did break on me again. Told you John would get me back, and this time it actually whipped my hand. Sometimes you hear it and it just goes ding and you're like, oh, well, actually you can't do that because you need to keep singing, but in your head you're like, oh. But no, this one actually came around and was like, phew. I was like, damn. So what we do, we swap guitars. As I've mentioned before, I bring my guitar every time we have a gig, so instead of changing strings we just swap guitars. Now, we picked the song Hurt unintentionally because one time at Bites, I believe it was, someone asked for the song Hurt, the Johnny Cash version, and so I played that while John got levels because you don't really need the corn for it. And now every time a string breaks and we swap guitars, we do that. I think it's been like 3 or 4 times now. But the issue with that song is I'm arpeggiating the chords, and so you're not really hearing the full sound. So we've decided we're going to change the song now, if it happens again. But that's just a little update on what me and John do when a string breaks. Now, other than all that, that's all for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next week I have 3 gigs again. There's 1 on the Saturday, 2 on the Sunday. We're going to try and get 1 for this Friday, but we will see. But as like I said, we have 2 on the Sunday, so that should be fun. The first one's obviously the Hideout gig, which is me and John. But then the one after that is me on my own. So that should be very interesting. I've not done a back-to-back gig yet. Hopefully I don't die. But make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, dislike if you didn't, comment down below anything you think I could have improved on or anything you enjoyed. Make sure to keep music in your life and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.